Wait. What is up, beautiful people? This is CYL Podcast, the podcast where we challenge our limits. My name, my name, my name is Miracle M, as you know, and join with me today by my side we have the lovely Jay Supreme over here. Jay, how you doing?
I'm good.
Okay.
Thanks for the supreme part, though. Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
My pleasure. I'm good. I'm doing good. I'm happy we're here today.
Yeah.
And on today's episode, we will be talking about cerebral palsy, which can also be known as CP, which we both have. And also we will be talking about our background with CP, the challenges, and as well as our strengths and weaknesses. So, without further ado, Jay, I don't know what cerebral palsy means. Can you please shed some light on that?
Okay, so cerebral palsy is a disability that is found in children, very common in children.
Okay.
And also, the cerebral is the brain part of the disability,
Interesting.
and the palsy is like the muscle part,
Okay.
like the movement, the balance, the coordination.
Yeah.
Cerebral palsy is actually mistaken for, well, not mistaken. It's a disorder, so it has a lot of things,
Yeah.
you know. So if you have cerebral palsy, you can also have spinal bifida. It's like when your spine is not quite straight. It's like curvature. I have
Okay.
it as well. So the reason, like, if you go to your OT, they'll give you a wheelchair,
Yeah.
a backrest
Yeah.
that will help with that.
Yeah.
And with cerebral palsy, you need an OT, you need a physiotherapist,
Yeah.
and you need a lot of like care from the doctors and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a basic rundown on cerebral palsy.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That was very very insightful from you, Jay.
Google.
Google.
Google is my best friend, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, thank you for sending me the video.
No problem.
It really helped.
No problem.
Yeah.
I also watched a bit of the video. I didn't watch the full thing because I'm very much dislike documentaries. But I watched the video and it says cerebral palsy can affect people in many different ways. Like some cannot walk, some can walk, but also can talk.
Yeah.
Some can't. As you rightly said, the spina bifida, the cover joint in the spine.
Yeah.
But with me, I just kind of walk and I struggle to like fully straighten
Yeah.
my arm, and sometimes it can be a bit daunting because when I'm trying to read something, I feel that my hands are too short, even though they're sometimes the length of Enderman's hand, you know.
Enderman.
But yeah, how I got diagnosed with cerebral palsy was when I was born. So I was born in Nigeria, but the doctors noticed something when I reached a year old. I still could not walk or talk. So they just took it how it is because because I think at that time they like the methods or the technology or whatever they like to diagnose me, diagnose me fully. It wa- it wasn't until I came here that my parents saw I was still not walking,
Mm.
not talking, and I struggle with balance,
Mm.
balance,
Yeah.
sitting down. So they took me to the hospital. There they diagnosed me with CP, and my my parents my parents was my parents were asking doctors what what is CP, and then the doctors explained what CP was, but they also said I can I could never walk, I could never talk, I could
Mm.
never sit down on a chair, and and the and the one that really stung my parents was I wasn't gonna live long. But right now, as you can see, and as everybody in my life who has met me can see, I am I am sitting down. I have balance. I have good posture. I can talk. I'm even talking on the internet, for God's sake.
Yes, sir. Oh.
And I'm 23 years old and still living life to the fullest of my capacity. And the only thing left for me now is to prove those doctors wrong that one day one day I will be able to get up out of the wheelchair, walk, talk, dance, jump, run, because upon getting here, I really struggled to get to the Lewis on time. I was like, I don't know why. Even though I know my wheelchair cannot go faster than the max speed. I,
Mm.
I don't know why, but I felt like I was running, and by the time I entered the Lewis, I was out of breath. So make it make sense. But
I don't know. I don't know how to
okay.
explain that. But I fully get what you mean about the doctors not knowing
Yeah.
what the diagnosis was. Because just like your story, I was born in Cameroon,
Mhm.
in a very English speaking part of Cameroon, actually. And at the time where I was born, I, I was born healthy, so I came out
Mhm.
healthy without any complications of such.
Mhm.
But I read on the internet with cerebral palsy, your condition can develop after birth.
Mhm.
So my story was at the age of 9 months. So I was in my grandma's room. This is what I was told by my grandma and my mom.
Mhm.
I was resting, and then like I had a meningitis attack, which
Mhm.
led to seizures, and that seizures led to me nearly losing my life. And when I was rushed to hospital, my whole body had swole due to the seizures. I was foaming from my mouth and just grim stuff like that. And the doctors were like, I don't think your child is gonna make it, because
Mhm.
they tried to like find a vein to stop the swelling on my body, because
Mhm.
like I said, I was swelled like a balloon. So they found a vein on my leg, like right there, like a tiny little vein. So they gave me the antidote. I don't know what it's called. They gave me the medication.
Okay.
Uh, antidote. But they gave me the medication, and then that that stopped the swelling.
Yeah.
And after that, it was like after I recovered from the coma, because I was in coma for about 2 3 weeks. After I recovered from the coma, just like you, I had problem with my balance. My neck wasn't balanced. Like I had very weak neck muscles.
Mm.
So every time I tried to move my neck this way or move my neck that way,
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't keep it straight. What my grandma did was my grandma believed that what the doctor said wasn't gonna come true,
Mm-hmm.
because the doctor said, "Oh, your son is not gonna make it," just like you.
Mm.
So she went to the market, the African market, and she bought like a necklace with like spikes on it. I know that this might seem bad, but it worked.
Yeah.
So every time my neck would go that way, I prick it would prick me to the one side, and then like so
Okay.
it's kind of like muscle memory.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
as a child, I was like, all right, if my neck goes this way, if my neck goes that way, it's gonna hurt. So I kind of have to like
Right.
keep it straight.
Mhm.
And fast forward a bit to like when I was 7 or 8,
Mhm.
my grandma always said, "Oh, you're gonna walk." She strongly believed that.
Mhm.
So behind the scenes, when my grandma wasn't at home, I'd practice standing up on my own without my Zimmer frame, because
Mhm.
I was able to walk like I was using a Zimmer frame,
Mhm.
but I wanted I felt like I could do more in a way, like try to push myself a little bit, like just to see. So I remember this day my grandma was sitting right in front of me, and I stood up.
Mhm.
I was like, grandma, I want to show you something. So I stood up. You should see the look of joy on my grandma's face. It was like the light came back,
Yeah.
a glimmer of hope came into her eyes. And she was like, wow. Like, she was, like, even myself, I was like, I was so excited, like shaking with joy.
Mhm.
And then she was like, try take a step. I took my first step, but like,
Okay.
I had to stand like this,
Yeah.
like a zombie, like
Yeah.
Trailer
Yeah.
Michael Jackson.
Thriller
Yeah,
night.
yeah. So I had to walk like this, like a zombie. Because if I put my hands down, I would fall backwards.
Yeah.
Because I found my center of balance, and it
Mhm.
was like that. And I walked every day. I would walk from the one end of the corridor to the other end of the corridor, and I just keep on walking back and forth.
Mhm.
I take breaks. My legs were killing me, but it's something that I knew that I could do.
Mhm.
But as I got a little bit older,
Mhm.
maybe like the pain was just too much.
Mhm.
I stopped practicing as much, because I had other things that I wanted to do.
Mhm.
So walking was not really part of my priority. Although my grandma usually pushed me to
Mhm.
walk. And when I came to Ireland 12, 13, and that was when I actually got a wheelchair.
Okay.
Because before that, I never knew what a wheelchair was like. I was like, what?
Uh.
Like, why are people on a wheelchair in this
Okay.
country? And then, um, the reason I got the wheelchair was because when I was walking on the Zimmer frame, I was walking too slow. So, in order to make it to class in time, I had to walk. I had to get to class faster so I don't miss my classes. So they were like, "Oh, um, your son needs a wheelchair." So my mom um booked an appointment with the doctors. That's when I got diagnosed with CP, with
Ooh.
cerebral palsy.
Okay.
That's when I actually knew my diagnosis.
Okay.
Prior to that, I didn't know
Okay.
what my diagnosis
Mhm.
was. So yeah, that's a little bit of my life story actually. It's-
Well. Well. I'm. I'm happy. I'm happy that you're still alive and that you're here and that I met you back in secondary school,
oh
which
yeah,
was a really
good times.
yeah good
Yeah,
times.
good times.
Uh, Reminiscing now, but but
I a little throwback to like Fifth
Yeah.
Year Miracle
Yeah,
and all that.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But also in college, being in the wheelchair, like fun fact, we were prior to meeting each other, we had never seen any black person on a wheelchair. So he was my very first black friend on a wheelchair who actually gets me and who stood out to me. But before that, I was struggling to make friends. I went through I went through so many different phases, like identity crisis. I I wondered who I was, how I actually fit into society, the type of people who I should hang with, the type of music I should listen to, uh, just different, just so many things. That was this group of people I was hanging around. They were cool. They were calm, but sometimes, sometimes I would, sometimes I would feel left out because I didn't relate to them. And not only because of my skin color or my disability or challenge, but because I didn't really feel I was a part of them internally. So I was battling with identity, and then I hung out with another crowd of people. Still the same thing. I didn't really fit in. So there was a point. I decided maybe it's best for me. Maybe it's best for me to be isolated from everyone. You know.
From society.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Sometimes on lunch, sometimes on lunch, I would normally go off into a quiet zone, put my headphones on, listen to music while I eat, and then the surprising thing is no one seemed to care or wonder where I was. I was just there alone until the bell rang. Then I went to my classes as normal to finish off the day. But then you came and I said, wow, I'm gonna be friends with that guy because first of all he seems like a cool person. Second of all, he's black like me. And third of all, yeah, I think
We clicked.
yeah, we clicked from the first day. We did. Funny enough, people often think we just talk about our disabilities, but on the first day we started joking about it almost. We started saying how we can run, how we can jump. That if we're running late for the bus, we're gonna fly.
Yeah.
Something like that, you know. So yeah, it was really a hard time for me before meeting you. I was like, I didn't know what to do. So I'm glad I met you, and I'm glad you're here, bro.
My brother. Yeah. It was pretty much the same. Like, challenge. It was a big challenge for me when I first came to Ireland. Being the only black kid in my class from first to second, from first to third year, I was very reserved,
Yeah.
very to myself.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to figure out going through puberty, trying to figure out going through my disability, trying to figure out why do I have to keep going to appointments? Why does the doctor have to keep taking blood, doing blood tests?
Yeah.
So I was very depressed to say, also
Mm-hmm.
junior cert didn't help. So there was a lot going for me, but I think the biggest challenge that I had to face in school was probably the loneliness, the not being understood, the why are you black, like not that being black is
Yeah.
it's a but like it's just the way like
Yeah.
the kids made you feel, and
Yeah.
I believe that they didn't mean it in turn, they didn't mean in intentionally, like they didn't
Mm-hmm.
mean to hurt
Mm-hmm.
my feelings. But coming from a place where everybody knew you to a place where nobody knows you, it's very hard to readjust. And also, like I said, the challenge of trying to figure yourself out, the challenge of trying to make friends, the challenge of just even just waking up every day,
Yeah.
like the challenge of pain, going living with pain with cerebral
Mm-hmm.
palsy is like you can't really explain it to anybody.
No.
Like it's
No.
just what it is. But with that being said, I'm very grateful that I met you,
Mm-hmm.
because I remember the first day I met Miracle, I was like, wow, like I'm not alone in this.
Mm-hmm.
At first I was a bit reserved, like I was like, should I go talk to him? Like how, like would he like me? But I remember when I came to the canteen,
Yeah.
you were sitting there with a friend, and
Yeah.
then I was like with my classmates. They were like, "Oh, just go talk to him and see like what going."
My God.
So we talked and we became friends, and we're still friends now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if I hadn't met you, who knows? Who knows where I'd be right now?
Mm.
Sometimes I say to myself, you brought me out of that uh, phase of identity crisis, music crisis, people crisis,
Mm.
race crisis,
Mm.
crisis. And sometimes okay. Uh, another another story of mine was when I went to special needs school. This is a this is a very funny story that I like to tell. So, so when I started talking, at the age of 5, thanks to my parents who are really really good parents and prayer warriors. When I started talking, I don't even know the first thing I said, but but one of the arguments I had was because I was in a wheelchair and I was black, and I started seeing I started I started seeing all the people around me who were a different complexion to my complexion, and then one day I came home. My parents put me on a standard. You know what
Yeah.
standard is,
Yeah.
okay? So they put me on a standard, and I started, I started, I started saying, I, s- I think I asked, why am I so different? And then,
Mm.
my parents were like, what, why? I'm saying, I'm saying, look at my, look at my, look at my skin. I'm not like the other, I'm not the other, I'm not like the other people in my class, and that led me down the line into saying I wanted to I wanted to change my skin color,
Mm.
and I wanted to change my name because my name didn't make sense to me at the time, because
Mm.
because because people in my special needs class were were sort of normal for me, like David, Brian, Sandra,
Mm.
you know, and I was really obsessed with the name Brady
Brady.
for some reason.
Really?
I just grew attached to that name, uh, and then for some time I wanted my four son's name to be Brady. I don't have a I don't have a child, by the way. Disclaimer. But yeah, but yeah, but yeah, that was the first time that I went through that uh, almost sort of discrimination feeling and lack of identity. Like I didn't know who I was in the class, or got misplaced.
Yeah.
That's,
So would you say like those were the challenges you faced
yeah,
growing up and also being living with CP? Like what, like just explain to me like the biggest, like maybe like your top 5 challenges that you face right now
okay.
living with CP.
Uh, the tough 5 challenges I face is getting dressed every morning,
Mm.
especially putting on my shoe,
Mm.
which can be a hassle
Yeah.
because they keep slipping off my foot,
Oh, trust.
and I cannot tie my shoelace. So
Oh yeah.
I,
I
I,
I generally think the laces
yeah,
is my biggest menace.
I tuck them in.
Yeah.
Secondly, secondly, it will be actually going to the gym because as I go to the gym, you know I'm different. A lot of eyes are on me. So there was this one scenario where I wanted to try a new machine for leg day because I do leg day twi- I do leg day twice a week, and I wanted to try this new squat machine,
Mm.
but I was kind of doing it the wrong way, and then two of the personal trainers came to show me how to do the machine.
Mm.
The personal trainer showed me the proper way and the proper form to do the squat machine.
Mm.
But another personal trainer was saying, miracle. You cannot you cannot do this one.
Yeah.
In my head I was thinking, oh yeah? Oh yeah? Watch me then.
Watch me overcome this challenge, my
Then
friend.
then I then I got up my watcher, stood on the thing,
Mm.
did 10 proper form squats right in front of him. Then,
First time as well.
yeah, first time. He didn't,
Do you know what, bro? Dab me up.
Yo.
Yeah.
he didn't, he didn't, he didn't, he didn't underestimate me after that at all.
Well, consider the challenge
Yeah,
broken.
broken. What are some of your challenges that that you that you that you had to overcome coming to Ireland, finding a school, and just daily challenges like that?
Well, for me, living with cerebral palsy, my personal challenges are like yourself. The shoelaces, my biggest enemies, and just looking after myself. Right now, I remember yesterday. Yesterday was a bit of a challenge actually, because we got invited to a friend's concert, and me and Miracle pulled up. We were like, we're here. I called my friends. The place that was hosting the event, they had no lifts, and I was like, I'm here with my buddy, my bro, and we just want to have a good time. And I know that is not the place's fault,
Mm.
but it's challenges like that. If you're going out with your friends, you need to book place where there's wheelchair access. You need to make sure that the bathrooms are accessible. You need
Yeah.
to make sure that everything is fit right. And to my friends, if they're when this does come out, I just want to say thank you guys for being patient, and thank you guys for always being there. Really appreciate
Mhm.
you guys. But also, learning. Oh, school was a big challenge
Yeah.
because I'm not the brightest bulb in the room.
Yeah.
So, um, just learning
Mhm.
stuff was a bit hard. You know, and also learning how to cook, learning how to clean. Just stuff like that that's gonna improve my
Yeah.
life. Those are my challenges, but
How did you overcome it?
I'm overcoming it. Like
Yeah.
it is a process, and I'm learning how to cook.
Okay.
I can proudly say I can cook rice. I
Okay.
can boil rice. I can cook stew.
Let's go. Hey.
Like
Gordon
stuff
Ramsay will
stuff
be
like
proud.
that and stuff like that. Just little stuff like that really really helps.
Yeah.
And I'm very proud to say that I also had to learn how to use public transport.
Yeah.
Those,
Huh?
because when I first came, I was very reserved,
Mhm.
didn't know how to do a lot of stuff,
Mhm.
but I just had to overcome them challenges by actually taking a step
Yeah.
bit by bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are my challenges, bro.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah,
Thanks for sharing, man.
my pleasure, man.
Mm.
Just anytime, anytime. So I know that you have some abilities, right?
Yeah.
Some things that you're very good at. So do you wanna maybe tell me the things that you're good at in a way?
Good at poetry.
Yeah.
Recently, I just did sign.
Poet.
Yeah, I just realized that I am a natural, you know, smooth talker.
Oh, like game, like
No, no, just in a way will I, when I want to go deep in describing a person's personality or things, I won't say you're a beautiful person. I would, s- I would say like your your existence is the most precious thing this world has ever seen.
damn,
So, yeah,
bro. I felt like you were speaking to me, although you ain't talking to me directly. But I felt that race.
it's you, man. It's like yeah. I realized this recently, and I come to terms with my new ability.
Okay,
What about you?
race unlocked,
Exactly.
unlocked,
New level.
new level,
Upgraded.
upgrade. Come on, big man things.
Exactly. What about you?
My abilities. Well, I'm I'm very good with the art stuff.
Okay.
Ever since a child, I've always loved drawing. I think drawing to me is like therapy in a way. And that's something that I really, really prioritize as a hobby. It's
Yeah.
something that I really, really want to make more than a hobby.
Mhm.
I think you've seen a couple of my drawings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're fire, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
They're fire.
I those are my abilities, stuff like that. I also like to talk.
Damn.
I I could sit and talk with Miracle for hours
Yes.
and would always want that conversation with there's never a dull moment between the two of us,
Yeah.
even if we're just on public transport laughing about
Yeah.
jokes that we thought about for last year. We just start laughing and
Exactly.
stuff like that.
If you're looking for a living questionnaire, guys, you found them.
A living questionnaire.
Yeah. Living
That's
questionnaire.
crazy. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. So, with that being said, that's all we have for today, guys. I first of all want to thank the listeners, and I also want to thank my best friend and my homie, my co-host,
Yes,
the
sir.
main man himself, Big Man Miracle.
Yeah.
And also, if you're listening to us on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts from, please give us a follow. And also, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and drop a comment. Just tell us what you think about this episode. And that will be all for today. This has been Challenge Your Limits podcast. I've been Jay.
I've been Miracle.
Don't limit your challenge, challenge your limits.
Woo!
Yes.
Gang.
That was great.
Gang, gang, gang.
Yes.
That's it.